Let's talk about the ones that are going to take over now. And I'm going to talk about the best under 21 talent in the world right now, and
Yeah.
that is Erling Haaland. I am not scared to say that. That is a fact right now.
Yeah.
Anyone that watches football tells you that, okay? And I just saw a stat that game was bonkers against Bayer Leverkusen,
Yes, it
okay?
was.
I just saw the second half, and my gosh, I was entertained.
Yeah.
And what I'm loving to see is I am actually seeing a development with Erling Haaland these days because Erling Haaland was a natural born goal scorer last season,
Mhm.
but this season he's actually getting hungrier.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like he really wants to end the game with that W. And last season, yes, he did get some unfortunate losses, but I did feel like that he needed to give that extra inch.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he has the he feels he has the responsibility to deliver as the main man at Borussia Dortmund.
Sure.
And I said it before the Bundesliga season start, and I'm going to repeat it. I feel like he's going to be the best scorer in the Bundesliga ahead of Lewandowski. And that is
Oof.
going to be the biggest statement that he can have leading up to this summer. Next
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there you go. Like 65, like hella stats. You're a
It's
boss.
almost impossible to keep up with. He's normalized scoring multiple goals in the game, and you're right. I think there has been a progression to him. I think he's gotten stronger in the air. I think if that's even possible, and I think that his off the ball movement has gotten smarter. He's
Mm-hmm.
learned how to kind of work smarter instead of work harder. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That a right way
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
put it? But yeah, that game was just absolutely wild. And sharing the pitch with him was Florian Wirtz, who took the first half and made it his own. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
totally thought Wirtz was going to basically lead Leverkusen to the win over Dortmund, and then obviously Haaland had other intentions, but Wirtz had 1 goal, 1 assist. He's another 18-year-old. We were just listing all those 18-year-olds. Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, Gio Reyna. I mean, all these guys are playing just amazingly alongside a guy like Erling Haaland. So it's just Wirtz, I think it was his 50th appearance for Leverkusen. And he goes out, he has a goal and an assist, and probably one of the more entertaining games of the new Bundesliga season.
I got some
Um,
stats here on Wirtz. Like
Crazy.
he's got 80 minutes played this season, and
Yeah.
he's got 3 goals and 2 assists
Yeah.
in just 80 minutes played.
Yeah.
And against Dortmund in one of those games,
Yeah.
in
It's,
which he balled out.
yep.
My
Yeah.
days, Deichmannschaft. You guys, you're killing it. You're
It
killing
is.
with Wirtz. I'm going to talk about Musiala now, so.
Yes.
Because he came off the bench, right, at the 45 minute. And
Yeah.
on the 47th minute, he was already scoring goals. And
Yep.
on the 54th minute, he was getting assists.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
So another player, like I was saying about Haaland, Musiala, I saw a snapshot about focused on his legs. That quad is starting to look big, mate. Like that Bayern development, that is
Yeah.
real. But honestly, I do like the fact that he's coming off the bench, and it just shows that there's like a system at Bayern, and it's not just you play every game, you're the star of the
Sure.
show. Come on, he's 18, he's still developing,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I'm excited with
Uh,
Musiala.
I mean, he'll get his chance, right? He'll get his chance, and to start, he'll get his chance to lead them all into glory. But yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist in 10 minutes for Jamal Musiala. I don't know. I mean, what a day for them, right? Musiala, Wirtz,
Hmm.
Holland. Can't wait till Reina gets back. But I call him the Bundesliga 3, whatever you want to call him. I mean, these
Put
kids
Bellingham,
make.
man.
Oh yeah,
Put
and Bellingham
Bellingham.
too. I mean, Bellingham's a
Bellingham.
freaking warrior. That's what I don't understand. These 18-year-olds are, they're like,
But
somebody.
did you see the Liverpool interest on Jude Bellingham though?
I did see that, yes,
That
and
is the
and
best fit. That is the best fit for Jude Bellingham, in my
I mean
opinion.
that's
It's
what they're
Liverpool.
looking for. Yeah, that's what they're looking for sure. And it could. What were they quoting though? Because it sounded a little bit low, 70 to 80 million or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
but the maturity. I mean, Jude Bellingham. There is a picture that he showed. If you go to our FB Wonder Kids Twitter account, I shared the picture there because it's him personified. It's that 18-year-old looking like a grizzled vet. It's just absolutely unbelievable what I don't know. The Bundesliga never fails to disappoint with us, even if I have a problem with Bayern buying all these players by next year. But
it's the Bundesliga, it doesn't disappoint. And ending up with the Bundesliga with Jude is going to leave the Bundesliga just like Sancho as a starter, an English starter. Mm-hmm. So players continue to keep seeing the Bundesliga as a development league because just like American players, English players, a lot of players can develop there. And yeah, it's very exciting. And I'm going to lead up to another exciting league in the making with young talents. I'm saying in the making because I didn't associate it to young players, and that is Serie A. Because the three hottest properties, not hottest properties, that could sound very bad, but the three hot commodities in Serie A in the striker position is Dusan Vlahovic, which he did bang a score. It was a penalty, but it was a big game against Atalanta. Two goals.
Two penalties. Two
penalties. So I saw one. I didn't see the second. I didn't see the second one. But Dusan Vlahovic, Tammy Abraham, and Lautaro Martinez.
Sure.
So the top goal scorer is going to be a really interesting topic in Serie A, and I feel like people sleep on Chiesa's in Serie A, and for me, he's the top 5 youngsters in the world. De Ligt is in Serie A, and for me, he's the best young center back in the world. And Romero, when he comes back from Argentina, he's going to be dominating, at Tottenham, because if he's not there, Hudson Edouard dominates you, just like he did 2 goals in 10 minutes coming off the bench. So the Serie A is showing that, you can develop players, and it should be seen as that. And I'm excited about that. I just wanted to say that goal scoring, those 3 goal scorers.
Well, Vlahovic, you and I have talked about this. I still have no clue how he remains with Fiorentina. Right. And I think he might be one of the biggest transfers that likely get done in the winter, but we'll see what happens. And I have to throw another name into that mix because he's had a really nice start to the year. And that's Rafael Leao. He had another goal today. Zlatan came in for him. Zlatan then scored. I don't know how that's going to affect his playing time moving forward. But, he has 2 goals, 3 games, start the season for AC Milan. And I would love to say that this is the season that Leao does double-digit goals and, makes a name for himself in Serie A. But I know you might have other thoughts about that. But it was nice to see him on the score sheet earlier.
I'll be honest with Rafael Leão, it's consistency. I love him as a talent. I remember when he played for Sporting and he scored in Invicta against Porto. There was loads of hype, and then he could have scored a brace. So Rafael Leão is a player that he's got a lot of ups and downs, and that's not sustainable for him. And I just want to see him getting consistent playing time and scoring goals consistently. That's why I'm repeating the word so much, because that's what I feel like he needs the most. And learning with Zlatan, I really hope it goes well at the end of all this. There you go. And I wanted to end up with one thing with the Tammy talk was Mourinho said that he was afraid with how Tammy Abraham was going to adapt to Serie A because he's never left London. Tammy Abraham. So the fact that he's going to another country and he's saying he's adapting to Italy fantastically. Okay, so Mourinho is already surprised with how Tammy Abraham is adapting to Serie A. So
the food's better. The food's better in Rome. Come on. He's going from one cosmopolitan capital to another cosmopolitan capital. It's
the pasta, the pizza. Maybe we'll see Tammy Abraham leaving Rome like this, mate.
It could be, but
I don't know. But and a fun fact, just to say it, and Mourinho is actually renting out the house to Aquilani, which is
that is a fun fact. Well, but before we move on, I gotta say, you saw João Felix had his first minutes back, and I'm very happy to see that. And now Atletico, if he can keep him healthy, you've got Griezmann, Suarez, Mateus Cunha and João Felix. I mean,
They
that's a very solid front four.
and with João Felix, did you see the game against Espanyol?
I didn't get to see
Like
much
João
of it now.
Felix, like the moment he came on, that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. It's not goals and assists. He
Yeah.
makes the difference just when he touches the ball.
Well, that's
The
good to hear.
creativity, the vision, and I mind to say, I saw a guy with a focus on that pitch,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna go bold here, and I think João Felix by the end of this year is considered by everyone a top 5 under 23 player. I am hyped up because you know what, João Felix. The moment that Griezmann is
Mhm.
coming back, that is pressure city for João Felix right
Yes,
there.
it is.
Because that is the player that you replaced as a transfer. So I do think he's gonna step up, and that's it. It's gonna happen, Brendan.
Yeah,
I'm hyped.
you have to imagine how he felt on deadline day when he's sitting there and he's just getting back, he's just feeling healthy again, and then boom. First off, they spend 30 million to get Cunha, which we both agree that maybe that's not going to affect his playing time long term too much, because they can always play together. But then they get Griezmann. Um, okay, that's a little different now. There's depth there. So, and we know Simeone is very agnostic when it comes to who he plays most of the time. So yeah, I only hope the best, and I would love for your prognostication to
Mm.
come true. I would love to see him return to form in a way that it just it would melt my heart to see it. So we'll see what happens, but I'll tell
He
you,
deserves it.
yeah, he does. He does, and he's working his butt off to get back into health. And I only hope there's a spot for him, and it sounds like there is. So we'll see what happens. But did you happen to catch any of that? Did you stay up, I should say, until, let's see, what would it have been your time? 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning for that USA Tale
Oh,
of
I
Two
feel
Halves?
it. I
Yeah.
feel the Pepe talk. The
Oh my
Pepe
goodness.
talk.
You
The
know, I
best
gotta.
finisher I've ever seen in U.S. man national team as a youngster talk.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Pepe train, they call him El Tren. The Pepe train is moving, and you better get on. It's pretty impressive to see, and even in that first half, that I said it was a tale of two halves, USA versus Honduras. Um, there's still PTSD from when the U.S. lost in Trinidad, when they didn't have to, and they were clearly the better team on the field. But CONCACAF is something different. I don't know how to explain it. It would probably take a whole podcast to walk through why CONCACAF is different. But playing Honduras is not easy for Mexico. It's not easy for USA if it happens in Honduras. Okay. And this particular game, we went in and we needed to see something because we had two draws, I'm sorry. And we were all feeling that PTSD all over again. Like, oh man, we are not getting the points we should. Okay. We go in, we go down 1-0, and we play possibly the worst half of football that I've seen the U.S. men's national team play in the Berhalter era. And everybody at halftime is already saying Berhalter out, Berhalter out. And I'll tell you what, I was this close to being one of them. Ricardo Pepi was on the squad for the first two games too. He didn't play anything, and we couldn't score. We couldn't do anything. So he starts in this game naturally, right? He then decides not to overthink it. No Gio Reyna, no Serginho Dest, no Weston McKennie, because he decides to bring somebody back into the bubble. He needed to. We don't need to go into what that was. None of our studs are there. You sub in a Brendan Aronson. Okay, you sub in a couple MLS guys. Before you know it, Ricardo Pepi is like the most dominant player on the field. Why? Because we're getting him the ball. We get it. He scores the one that puts us ahead. I mean, uh, he looks like he could be our future number 9. I don't want to just automatically anoint him, but he's 18 years old. He's now got 12 goals in MLS, and he just scored and assisted on his first U.S. men's national team cap. Okay,
Insane.
it's great. But
We,
we have more World Cup qualifiers coming up beginning October, so we'll see if it wasn't a flash in the pan. I don't think it
and
was.
start him. Please
Yeah,
start him. Okay, start Pepe
you have
because
to.
like you need him. How old is he though? He's 19.
He's 18.
18.
He's
What?
18. Yeah, he's
Like
18.
Develop that kid, man.
Yes.
But I like Daryl DK too. You know, I've got a soft spot with him because
Yeah.
he's a good Sergeant though. But I think Pepe, he's the natural born. I've never seen a U.S. player like that, Brendan, finishing
Yeah.
so
Well,
naturally.
as long as he doesn't take a page out of Berhalter's book and start overthinking things, like I think Josh Sargent is overthinking things. A bunch of players on that team are just, sometimes you just need to dribble, shoot, pass the ball, like just play football, right? Stop trying to, I don't know, out tactic a Honduran team that is good, but they're not amazing, right? So Ricardo Pepi, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, I would be very surprised if he doesn't lead the line for us in October. And frankly, I love it that just 2 days, 3 days after the game, um, he starts for FC Dallas and scores their goal. He's ready to go, man. So keep
There
an
you
eye out
go.
for him.
There
Any
you
any
go.
other youth
Mm.
performances? I mean, you mentioned Odson Edward. How
Well,
cool
I
was
like
that?
to, yeah. Hudson Edward, he was a baller. Like that was 2 goals in 10 minutes. But
Yeah,
I like to finish on my end here with a
sure.
striker, and that is who I saw yesterday, and that was Darwin Nunes.
There you go.
Like 2 goals in 2 shots. That is efficiency right there. But
That is
what I
efficiency.
liked about it was uh, like he seemed really confident with his own body in terms of physique and how to use his body. So
Mhm.
Darwin is a beast, but what I saw at Benfica was he really didn't know how to use his body in the best way, okay? And he seemed a bit low on confidence, which is a pity because a player like him, like he should, if he has all the confidence, like he's destined to go to the top stage.
Yeah,
So if Brighton were to get him for 30 million, that would have been a bargain, Bretton, because a
fair enough.
confident Darwin Nunes is a player that is for the Champions League top stages, man.
Yeah,
He's a top talent, top
was
talent.
that was
So
great to see. And I did. Do you think that was he only got his chance because of the Seferovic injury,
hmm
or has he really worked his way into favor there?
he's better than Seferovic, Breton. Like he's for me, I put Darwin. I feel like Benfica fans would prefer to see Darwin Nunes playing. I could
Okay,
I could be speaking out of hand
turn.
here, but I
Yeah.
really do feel because Darwin Nunes is an asset that in 5 years, in 3 years time or 2 years time, I think he's tripled the price.
Mm.
Like he was 25 million. I feel like a striker banging 20 to 30 goals, they can end up 60 to 70 million the least if Ruben Dias is leaving for that. So there you go. That's an exciting talent, and yeah, Darwin
Yeah.
Núñez.
Well, tell us some other ones in the comments section. I know we didn't talk about Noah Lang. Mark Cucurella's debut for Brighton was solid. Just so many others that I think we missed. I forgot. I got to shout out Philly guy Brendan Aronson and his role in
There you
that
go.
U.S. men's national team game. We missed Armando Broja, right? His
hmm
Albania. I think his first goal had 2 assists for Albania.
Like
But
Armando
hey,
Broja, like has 77 minutes, 2 goals, and
yeah,
2 assists
good
for
for him.
Albania. Like
Yeah.